Listen, it's had a lot of headwinds. When it went to 69,000, I remember people were like, well, then it started going down. They're like, oh, it's supposed to be an inflation hedge. I was like, dudes, you bought it at 6,000 18 months ago.
Right.
It got to 69,000 because we were worried about inflation. Now Chairman Powell took out a big hammer and he is nailing us on the head with it. And it's supposed to go down because he's trying to stop inflation.
Hey guys, welcome back to Everyday Finance. In this video, Mike Novogratz discuss about Bitcoin. According to Mike Novogratz, when you look back at the 99 internet bubble, it looks like nobody from Korea participated in India, did they? Taking part in any Russian activities, taking part in any activities in Africa, global participation in cryptocurrency is possible. And as Mike Novogratz, narrating the tale of Bitcoin on There's Someone in a Village on podcasts here in New York, CNBC, Bloomberg, and narrating that tale in Indonesia, and pointing out how 8 billion people are viral daily increase in conversions, makes it really difficult to cease. The other piece of this Bitcoin is a part of a movement known as cryptocurrency, or people are impacted by the decentralization trend in a way that it seems like a revolution. A declaration that says, Novogratz want to eliminate the middleman, trust me. I want peer-to-peer transactions, equal access, and increased efficiency. So there's this progressive, Mike Novogratz said, in my opinion, but it's more of a libertarian progressive attitude that people embrace. So you've witnessed it in the Ethereum community, as well as in every other community that has appeared. What's been disappointingly, the payments are not made in the US, but rather in the middle of East Africa. Latin America has a large cryptocurrency payment market, stable currencies primarily in the core, further mission, the mission of Web3, the decentralized marketplace. The decentralized transportation network and the decentralized ticketing hasn't truly appeared yet. Certain green shoots are taking longer than Novogratz anticipated to reach scale, and lots of things Mike Novogratz discuss. So please watch the video to end, and share this video, and subscribe our channel, Everyday Finance. Thanks.
You know, what I would say to Jamie Dimon and Elizabeth Warren and Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, and Warren Buffett, is I can line up Stan Druckenmiller, now Larry Fink, Bill Miller, Pete Brigger, Mickey Melker, Jeff Yaz from Susquehanna. I can line up 50 world-class investors, more than 50, who think Bitcoin is a store of value. So it is supreme arrogance on Elizabeth's part or Jamie's part. And Jamie should be a little embarrassed being put in the same bucket as Elizabeth. That, they know better. They know what value is, but Stan doesn't. I don't. You don't. I'm like, who in the hell do they think they are? Honestly, there's no value. There's value because people think there's value. That's the social construct. It would be like them saying, well, there's no value in gold either. You don't have to invest in it. No one's forcing you to. That's the great part about Bitcoin. No one's forcing anyone to take anything in Bitcoin. And so I find it arrogant. Jamie must have an angle because he's a really shrewd and smart guy, right? He's got a big blockchain of his own and a big coin of his own. JP Morgan coin does a tremendous amount of transactions. And so this is a pandering to Elizabeth Warren is my best bet because he doesn't want her coming after the banks. And the crypto is like the bee in her bonnet.
Right.
It makes no sense it's the bee in her bonnet. It's the one thing as a guy who's on the center left and at times progressive, I haven't been able to figure out why Elizabeth hates crypto. So what I think people miss, and I talked a lot about this in 2017 when we had our first mania, is that crypto was really the first ever global speculative mania. We never had a global market. You had a couple stocks that were traded globally, but if you go back and you look at the 99 internet bubble, you didn't have anyone in Korea participating, anyone in India participating, anyone in Russia participating, anyone in Africa participating. Crypto is global. And just like I'm telling the Bitcoin story on CNBC and Bloomberg and on podcasts here in New York, there's someone in a village in Indonesia telling that story. And the viral nature of 8 billion people getting more converts every day is really hard to stop. The other piece of this is Bitcoin exists within a movement called You can call it crypto or decentralization. And that movement touches people in a way because it feels like it's a revolution. It's a revolution of saying, I want to cut out the middleman. I want to trust in myself. I want to have peer-to-peer transaction. I want to have more efficiency, equal access. So there's this, I think, progressive, but it's like it's half progressive, half libertarian ethos that people buy into. And so you've seen it in the Ethereum community or in all these other communities that have showed up. What's been disappointing is outside of payments, not in the US, but out in Mideast, Africa, Latin America, crypto is used a lot for payments, stable coins mostly. The core next mission, the Web3 mission, the decentralized trading, the decentralized rideshare, the decentralized ticketing, hasn't really shown up yet. Some green shoots, it's taking longer than I thought for those projects to get scale.
According to Mike Novogratz, Bitcoin reportedly reached 69,000. People used to say, well then, it started going down, in reference to what was meant to be an inflation hedge. Novogratz said, dude, you bought it for 6,018. Got to 69,000 months ago because we were concerned about inflation. Nevertheless, Chairman Powell has now pulled out a large hammer and is nailing he's trying to halt inflation so it should decrease after hitting us in the head with it. Deceit involving Alex Machinsky and Sam Freed additionally, the men from 3 Arrows, Capital. This group is either really terrible actors, foolish actors, risk-ignorant individuals, or actors with bad intentions, truly struck a chord with us as, if cryptocurrency was about decentralizing trust, then trust from Jamie Dimon and transferring it to the community. We ended up with this bizarre mix of a centralized cryptocurrency managed. Let's back to the Mike Novogratz interview.
Listen, it's had a lot of headwinds. When it went to 69,000, I remember people were like, well, then it started going down. They're like, oh, it's supposed to be an inflation hedge. I was like, dudes, you bought it at 6,000 18 months ago.
Right.
We got to 69,000 because we were worried about inflation. Now Chairman Powell took out a big hammer and he is nailing us on the head with it. And it's supposed to go down because he's trying to stop inflation. The fraud of Sam Freed and Alex Machinsky and the guys from 3 Arrows Capital, this group of either really bad actors or dumb actors or people that didn't understand risk or malicious intent actors really hit us hard, because if crypto was about decentralizing trust, right, taking trust away from Jamie Dimon and having it into a community, well, we had this weird hybrid of centralized crypto run by a bunch of idiots and bad actors. And so the whole space took a real. So put it in perspective, I would argue that Bitcoin, which is $1 trillion asset after 14 years, might be the single greatest brand ever created. Right? We created Tesla's close and Apple's up there. We created in 14 years, $1 trillion brand that doesn't have a CEO, that's owned by no one, that's universally known. It's, it's marketing genius. And if you look at Apple from its 14th year to its 30th year, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin takes a bigger trajectory. Things spread virally, but it doesn't happen overnight.
According to Mike Novogratz, there would only be 100 people if we were solely a Bitcoin company instead of 465. And it would be somewhat uninteresting for me to devote all of my time to. It would be similar to having a gold bucket store that you would decorate, invest in, and occasionally appear on television, but they engage in a variety of additional activities. The remainder of cryptocurrency is what Satoshi introduced in the white paper heir to before Satoshi. There was no private property in the digital realm, so he had to develop Bitcoin private property on the internet. And it's difficult to understand what that entails. It essentially means that you send me a fantastic looking photo of this man, and Novogratz could copy, paste, and distribute 10,000 of them, so it's worthless. But right now, since it can be validated, it can exist on a blockchain. and it can be valuable. If you learned something from this video, then please like this video and subscribe our channel Everyday Finance, and we will meet in next video. Thanks.